Hey, it's me, WWE Hall of Famer from the LOD, Road Warrior Animal. And you.
Yeah, I gotta do this when? Now? I'm watching a match. What is now? Now is, oh, now. Yeah, thanks. Hey, this is the Pharaoh from Monte and the Pharaoh. I just want to say thank you to our subscribers as we now have hit the 10,000 plateau. Thank you to all our subscribers out there. But I'm going to ask our subscribers to take the next step for us and become a full-fledged YouTube Monte and the Pharaoh member. Yes, that's right, folks. You can check it out. We've got 3 different levels. There's free shirts. There's free autographs. There's all sorts of perks for our members. There is nothing more we enjoy than giving you this program. And to do that, we need your support, and we appreciate your support. This is Jimmy Pharaoh, and don't forget to check out Monte and the Pharaoh every Thursday from Indie Music TV and on Cablevision here locally in New York. Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh. Later. Is that good enough for you? Can I finish this? Lesnar's killing him. I'm pissed.
Monte and the Pharaoh seen only here out of Indie Music TV in Ronkonkoma, Long Island.
Yeah.
At the board, Matty Ice. How are you, bud?
Doing great as always.
By the way, great job hosting that talk show with our special guest, Britt, star of the Young Rock. You did a good job with that buzzer, buddy. You were on top of that.
Yeah, no, trying to have some fun.
You were brutal with that buzzer. And by the way, we get penalized.
What do you mean?
He didn't win no Olympic medal in 1972. That was something he won nationally in 1971.
Well, you know what?
Look who gets a penalty now. We do.
We should get a penalty.
What?
Yeah, it's well.
So Sheiky, baby, thank you for the appearance, and we apologize.
And if you didn't know it, to the
Hey.
right of me is the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Pharaoh. Jimmy, how are you, pal?
Good evening. Back again.
Back again.
Yeah.
So fill me in. What's going on, man? Before we hit this show, what are you thinking?
Oh, what am I thinking? I'm thinking that I just finished the Backlund book.
Oh, well, we got to talk about that.
Oh, my God. What a great book.
I told you. It's
oh
really
my God.
good.
No wonder you spent that whole summer, a couple of summers back to reading
Dude,
this
I got to
book.
tell you that,
book
like,
was amazing.
you talk, like, revisiting it with me. I'm
my
like, I
God.
got to read this thing, like,
Yeah.
ASA.
I was actually sad that it was over when it was over. What a book. Fantastic. Other than that, finished up Pharaoh's Corner.
Yes, and if Pharaoh's Corner, it can be seen on the Monte and the Pharaoh YouTube page. So, by all means, just go to the front of the page or go to the Pharaoh's Corner playlist. I think this is episode 4. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Correctamundo.
And you can watch. You could actually power watch the first 4 episodes of Pharaoh's Corner, which is always entertaining as you get a different look of the Pharaoh.
Like on a treadmill at the gym?
Absolutely.
Oh, my God.
If you want to laugh, you definitely should be tuning in and looking at that for sure. Supposed to be on the show today is Mr. Big, independent wrestling manager. Unfortunately, he got stuck in Staten Island, so he will not be with us. Okay. But that's okay. Yeah. We're just on our regular show beat anyway, and
away we go.
Away we go. So, AEW last night, my friend, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, they are the talk of the wrestling world this morning after their supposedly incredible
encounter
last night. Thoughts?
Well, I didn't see it live. You showed me a few highlights, and I got the general gist watching it, before the show.
Sure.
How enthusiastic is the internet response before I fully answer this? How are they treating it? Is it like, did we just
One really great match. In fact, I've heard some of the internet analysts or pro wrestling analysts out there. And by the way, can we I don't want to get too deep into this, but
okay.
Again, I want to explain to people something, right? We're old school wrestling fans. We love this sport. It's
True.
enjoyable.
True.
But guys, you have a wrestling talk show, whatever. Don't get so serious that you made predictions of wrestling matches and you got them right. I mean, this is, if you're not making money betting on something, it's really not that impressive that you've got a scripted show correctly done. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
interesting.
Stop. It's fun to do predictions.
Yeah.
But to sit there and go,
I predict Radar is going to hear choppers. Like MASH.
It's pretty good.
It's a TV show. It's scripted.
Thank you.
So what are you predicting?
I
predict that Oscar Madison is going to be messy.
Thank you.
Wow.
Very good.
I'm impressed. Really?
Very good.
Wait a minute. There's people taking bows for this kind of stuff? Is there really?
Anyone that does a podcast, and by the way, everybody, where I broadcast, Russell Campbell, good to see you again, my friend. Always good to see you. I haven't checked your shirt. Did that arrive? I looked at tracking, and a couple of days ago, it didn't arrive. It messaged me on the old tuber. But anyway, my whole point before we get into Britt and Thunder Rosa, it's just like, stop. Stop acting like you're doing something impressive by figuring out who won I told you that this was going to be a triple threat 3 months ago.
You know already how I feel about making predictions anyway.
Sure.
I'm in this to watch and enjoy. I'm not in this to come across as Mr. Smarty Pants. I'm sorry. Oy, dear Lord. Well, anyway.
Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, as far as the match goes, there was a couple of awesome high spots. Like the thumbtack thing was freaking great, and the table thing was freaking great, and the blood was freaking fake. How about them apples? What you say to that?
Well, I will tell you that
looked like,
when you
Gene Simmons
when you questioned me on it, before the show we reviewed the match, and you're damn right.
I thought it was fake.
Fake blood.
Yeah.
Fake blood.
I really think they were blading themselves?
I thought they were, but fake blood.
If you properly blade yourself, usually if you really make a mistake, there's usually puddles and stuff. We grew up to Abdullah the Butcher matches and Sergeant Slaughter versus Pat Patterson.
Right.
That was bleeding.
Yes.
That was bleeding.
So, to ruin it for the fans out there who think this was so amazing.
Why is that? I'm not ruining it. That's their opinion.
No, but the blood is fake.
Yeah, I didn't.
At first I'm like, wow, these women, these women are drawing color. This is unreal.
You know the back of the album cover of Kiss Alive 2, the classic? With Gene with the blood coming? That's what it looked like to me, and not even as much as Gene. Those are capsules. They're capsules.
So does that take away from the match, in your opinion? Let's not forget they used the thumbtacks.
It actually doesn't, and I think it's cool that they bled on cable TV. That's cool.
Right.
That's cool. It was a good match, but I'm not about to call it Sasha Banks versus Bayley in Brooklyn NXT TakeOver.
Well, it's funny that I
know it's a different kind of match, so don't get smart with me. Anyway, go on.
It's funny that you brought that up, because my whole point is...
Covering all ground.
Unfortunately, look, we're not trying to shit all over Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa.
Britt Baker's awesome.
But again, when you compare them to the WWE roster of women, it's not even close, man. The match itself is okay.
That was a good match.
They did They threw themselves through some tables. They threw themselves through some chairs.
Good.
They drew fake color, which is disappointing. If they really drew real blood, it makes it more impressive.
Okay.
Some of the high spots, through the chairs, through the tables, through the thumbtacks, it was fine.
It was fine.
But again, you said it was no Sasha Bayley match at NXT.
No, that was a clinic.
Yeah, it's not even close.
That was an absolute clinic.
So again, we're not shitting all over AEW or Britt Baker or Thunder Rosa.
Hell no. No, it's just our opinion on it. I mean, again, I think it was a decent match, but anyone who's declaring it some sort of, breakthrough, I've seen women bleed before, and much more convincingly in some cases.
Well, I heard some
even if they were by accident, Nia Jax, Becky.
Well, yeah, well,
whatever.
But that was real blood.
That was great.
Well, I heard
know it was
I heard
accidental.
an analyst
Sorry.
saying that if AEW doesn't draw 1 million people just watching, where they break it down by segments, it's a
Okay.
total failure. Which meaning that like
I don't know if
AEW's not hitting the 1 million mark, right? People are shocked that people,
They're
it's
getting
not.
close, though, right? I mean, aren't they getting close at
Yeah,
least
I guess.
recently? They've been in the 9s. Look, I think they're doing fine for what they are,
Thank you.
not what people think they are or what they think they're gonna be. Let's see what happens with all of that. So far, they've done fine. I don't really consider them like any different than. Wow. I mean, are they really going to even have the impact that ECW had back in those days on this business historically? When all is said and done,
I would say if you
I'm not
went
so
back,
sure
if you
about
went
that.
back and looked at TNA
Right.
compared to AEW,
Okay,
TNA was a better product.
TNA had a really great time period.
Yeah.
Too. They really did. They had Samoa.
They were drawing 2 and 3 million
They had a young
viewers.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
They had a young AJ Styles. They had Kurt Angle in his prime.
But
They had
remember,
Sting, who still had many years left.
but remember that people didn't
so
respect TNA,
Right.
even back then.
Right.
So
That's so weird how people are so quick to embrace AEW, but you're right, TNA was always like the reluctant stepchild in some ways.
Sure.
That's so strange. All right, go on. What else do we got?
All right, well,
I still give a thumbs up to the ladies. It was a good job, but some of the
Thunder
internet-
Rosa very impressive. Britt
She's
Baker,
awesome.
Britt
I like her.
Baker's personality is
Britt
incredible.
Baker.
I think we covered a couple of shows ago how we thought that maybe she was the Roddy Piper of the women's
I'm
division.
telling you, Vince McMahon is definitely thinking about her. I really believe that. I'm sure he's looking at her going, when is she going to be free? When can I sign her? I think she's fantastic.
Well, she's with Adam Cole, right?
Man, what a fit. Let them come out to the ring together. Now Adam's not so small.
That's
So
true.
she's got Britt next to her.
That's a good point.
You know, Maurice and Miz. Oh, now the Miz is great. Right, Mike? Right? There you go. There you
Eric
go.
Bischoff,
Yes.
next
Yes.
inductee to the Hall of Fame, my friend. Thoughts?
I love it, personally. I love it, and if anyone thinks he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame, wow, how historically ignorant of thee. Eric Bischoff, man, of course he deserves it. He was obviously huge behind the scenes. He was, quite honestly, great in front of the camera. Eric Bischoff was fantastic. Loved him as a heel. What an arrogant prick.
Yep.
Came across as smooth as could be when they were all too sweet.
Right.
I mean, come on. Amazing. Great job. And I hated his guts with the Ric Flair thing when Rick and him. I wanted Rick to kill him. And then he wins. Bischoff wins at Starrcade, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, my God. Some of that stuff was fantastic.
But, take it out of storyline stuff. Just talk about what his influence on the business was.
Huge. He's the one. Come on. You know how we feel about Vince McMahon, and all you folks who hate Vince McMahon, you can hit the mute button. We'll be back in a half a minute or so. But you
good.
remember
Very
that
good.
you know how we feel about Vince McMahon. Who was the only one who really truly gave Vince a slug out? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Who
yeah.
gave Vince the challenge? Who was that other boxer that really took on that unstoppable champion? Eric Bischoff did that. My God, for a while there, our company, our favorite company we grew up with, was looking up at them.
Absolutely.
That was messed up.
Absolutely.
To us homers, that was messed up. Boy,
Absolutely.
we obviously care about wrestling on a whole different level that we treat it that way.
Right.
WCW was the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon was our New York Yankees, Madison Square Garden. How dare you, Bischoff?
I think we've said
He
that
did a great
before,
job,
right?
though, and we loved
Yeah.
his product. And we watched it.
Absolutely.
But we still rooted for Vince. It's just a little interesting bit of history with the two of us as far as the loyalties to Vince go. But Eric Bischoff, I always loved. I thought he was great. And how about the time he finally does show up and walks out on stage with Vince McMahon after Vince purchases WCW?
Well,
you ever see those days?
Can I
That was
take it back though? Think about all these people that when we interview the wrestlers, we always discuss about unions and everything like that.
Yeah.
If any wrestler who wanted a union or wanted protection, Eric Bischoff is the guy that changed wrestlers' lives, man. He's the one that started the the downside guarantee on
Right.
contracts.
Right.
I mean,
That's why
when
they
Hall
went
and
to him.
it's exactly when Hall and
Right.
Nash,
Right.
he changed the wrestling industry to protect the wrestlers, whether it was by design or not.
Right.
I mean, this guy.
Right.
I think a lot of wrestlers owe them.
Absolutely.
A big
and not
thanks.
to call out a guy like Ryback who says that they should all be paid the same amount because it's scripted and all this other crap. Hell
Right.
no. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan were the Major League Baseball equivalent free agents back in those days to guys like Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds. They were at the top of their game. They deserved to be paid top cash. And Eric Bischoff gave them guaranteed contracts, right? And top cash. Who would not want that? Who wouldn't want that? No wonder they went over to Vince was forced to change too.
You know, you bring up a really good point. Why do people, wrestling fans out there, always worried about? We could bring it back to Kamala, which we covered last year, right? The passing of Kamala.
Sure.
And how he didn't get paid enough money by Vince. He was a lower echelon wrestler, right? Yes, he was a main eventer.
I know where you're going.
But again, like you said, Hogan, Hall, Nash, these guys demanded.
And on top of it, those three guys, their characters and their deal lasted way longer than Kamala. You know what I mean? Like, these guys were guys you would invest long-term contracts in, if you understand what I'm getting at.
Tsunami Spreading says out there, Eric paved the way. He did pave the way.
He's one of them, man, for sure. And what we're speaking of, you're totally correct. Absolutely. I'm thrilled he's going in the Hall of Fame. He deserves it. He deserves it. He deserves it. I love Eric Bischoff.
WrestleMania tickets went on sale. First they were on sale, then they were off sale. Now they're officially on sale. They were talking about filling the stadium, 45,000 for each night.
Now it's 45,000?
It was, but now it's back to about 25.
Now it's back to 25,000.
So the reason behind this, Pharaoh, is secondary tickets, right? So from what I understand, they're putting plexiglass in between the seats that are sold, which makes sense. No. It makes sense to me.
All right.
You want to do that, right? But the issue is, think about it.
I'm dying here.
If you buy one ticket, or if you go to a scalper and buy one ticket, you can't buy one ticket because someone doesn't want you in their plexiglass booth with them, right? They don't know if you're carrying
Now, wait a
COVID.
minute. Just scientifically.
Good.
This plexiglass, does it contain, like, if somebody farts next to you, are you trapped in the plexiglass?
Well, the idea...
it's going to go right up because it's an open stadium, right?
Fart,
all right,
yeah.
that's good.
Got
That's
it.
good. That's good.
Got it.
That's good. What if someone barfs in your plexiglass section?
But it's you with people you know barfing in your plexiglass
so it's your
section.
barf. I feel so much better.
Well,
why didn't you...
You would feel better.
Slow down when you were drinking.
Wait a minute, hold on.
I can't. I really can't, and I won't.
If I sit there, right, and I cough on you,
Yeah.
you're a little more comfortable than if Maddie came over here, our producer, and coughed on you.
What, because I've known you longer?
Well,
You're a strange guy.
Well, that is true.
Well, wait a minute. You know what else would be cool about? Well, like let's say you're sitting next to Morocco.
Right.
And the plexiglass, and he does one of them booger things. And
Yeah.
now,
Well,
now you got to look at the booger on the plexiglass for the rest of WrestleMania.
See, this is what you're misunderstanding.
What?
It's not plexiglass in front of you.
It's not?
It's on the side.
On the
So you're in
side.
your seats, and there's plexiglass, and then you're
I thought
looking.
that they were going to really go
No,
for broke. And put it in
no.
front of every...
You know
Why
what?
not?
Are you a
They might as well.
man in a box?
Yeah, that's what they should. I think that we should all be put in plexiglass boxes. 40,000, 25,000, 25,000 plexiglass boxes.
Unreal.
No?
Unreal.
With your own can.
Unreal. I would like to thank the band that sings the theme song for Monte and the Pharaoh, own Jimmy Pharaoh, along with his partner Bart Griggs, who we consider one of the greatest songwriters of our time, are part of the band Wisteria Hall. Wisteria Hall sings such great songs as In My Dreams, This Life, Not Far Behind, Here Comes the Rain. And you can find their music on Spotify, iTunes, and Reverb Nation. What do we for Wisteria Hall? What are we looking for in the future here? What do we got going on, brother?
What we're looking at, there have been 5 songs completed for album number 2, and 4 of them are currently being mastered by the great Clifton David Broadbridge up in Canada, Camp Kramer.
Nice.
Yeah, they sound fantastic, and they're almost done.
Dude, I love talented people.
What?
If you didn't notice, this is the Monte and the Pharaoh show seen on the Monte and the Pharaoh YouTube page, Monte and the Pharaoh Facebook Live page. You can hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor. You can see us on Twitch TV, the Monte and the Pharaoh page. You can see us on New York Cable on Channel 115 every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 7:30 in the reduced version. And on Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. to 6:30 also on Channel 115.
In the sparkling abbreviated version.
There you go. And on Channel 20 on New York Cable, you can catch us Friday. That's just a few hours after this at 2 a.m. to 2:30. I think running this week is...
Rob Rockland?
No. It is.
Who was before Bob Backlund? I can't remember.
It's the Lee. It's the Lee.
Oh, Lee Cole.
The Lee Cole Part
That was
2.
Those were two. That was a two-parter.
They
Right.
were.
There you go.
All right, we'll be right back after this commercial break with Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and Pharaoh.
M&J Video Games and Collectibles. Sport and non-sport cards, wrestling items, autographed items. We buy, sell, and trade. M&J Video Games and Collectibles, located at 1049 Queen Street, Southington, Connecticut. Call us at 1-860-479-9223 or 860-93-GAMES. M&J Video Games and Collectibles. Oh, what's up, Mike?
Hey, Jimmy, what's going on?
Yeah, nothing much.
You know, Jimmy, I love this country.
Oh.
I love to buy made in America material. And I love to buy my artwork at TAG, T-A-A-G, Made in America, 14 East Broadway, Port Jefferson, New York, 11717. The shop at the corner. All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and Pharaoh, only seen here out of Indie Music TV from Long Island, New York. For fans that were tuning in for Mr. Big, unfortunately, Mr. Big had a little scheduling issue, could not make it, and we're just doing our thing, so we're all ready to go. WWE,
Yeah,
they're doing a combo for Fastlane. Is Fastlane this Sunday?
I think so.
It is. So they're
it's
doing a
here.
Peacock and WWE network for Fastlane, and then WrestleMania will be solely on the Peacock network, which we all are aware of, unless you've had your head in a hole,
Right.
that the WWE has rented their network. To the Peacock network, which is the NBC streaming network, for the next 5 years. Basically, you'll get all your pay-per-views on the Peacock network, and eventually they'll be transferring all the shows over, which, from what I've read, is going to take anywhere from 5 to 6 months. You want to weigh in on that?
What else is on the Peacock network, by the way? What else?
This Is Us?
Oh, did you have it already? The Peacock network?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
But you can watch This Is Us anytime you want if you have the Peacock.
Yeah,
I figured you'd be all over that.
I got to tell you, I'm a little out of This Is Us thing. It's kind of like,
happened?
it's kind of jumping the shark a little
It's
bit, man.
jumping the
It's like
shark.
the episodes just
Wow.
aren't any good.
Interesting. Well, I
Your
gotta
partner,
tell you-
Bart Grigg, out there says, nice shirt. He likes your
Oh,
shirt.
yeah. Bartman, thank you, sir. I tell you what I'm really aggravated about, and I think I did mention it to you before the show started. I've been a subscriber to the WWE Network since its inception. We're
Right.
talking about 7 years now. I think it started in 2014. I get this one-sentence email. The account will be, closed after the 18th. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, don't you want to say, dear subscriber, thank you for your loyalty. By the way, we'll now be available on Peacock. Click here to,
Right.
something.
Right.
But it was basically like, well, as a very irritated person of Monte and the Pharaoh would say, thank you, fuck you, bye.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? I was like, what the fuck is this?
I think, because
I don't
they
know,
don't
man.
own that network.
Okay.
Right,
But don't
and-
they want them to have the business? I don't. Wouldn't you
They got
want
their money.
Wow, but don't you want your subscribers to know where? I guess they figured we know already. That's the laziest.
The one thing I
it's
didn't...
so lazy.
I think
I'm like, sorry.
I think
one
we spoke
sentence?
about that.
I don't know, man.
Tsunami spreading. By the way, WrestleMania, now they're announcing, is probably be about 25,000 people per night. Originally,
Okay.
they were shooting for the 45,000. From what I understand, like we were talking about earlier with the plexiglass, it's just the logistics of it is a lot more
right,
difficult.
and this is at the Tampa Bay Stadium, right? So if Tom Brady wasn't on that team, they'd be about 25,000.
Hey, Russell Campbell says no Shane and Strowman for Fastlane. Did you hear that?
What happened?
I don't know.
what
I have no
happened.
idea.
I don't
I'm
know what
surprised
happened
because I
either.
thought that was a lead-in.
Right.
I'll have to find
wait
out.
a minute. Were we going to have to look at that twice? Maybe they figured the fans didn't want to look at that twice because they're going to probably fight at WrestleMania.
I got to tell
I
you.
don't wanna look at that twice.
Really?
Shane and Strowman?
Yeah,
No.
why not? You got to lead up
Okay.
to something.
It'll be okay, but you know what's going to happen? He's going to jump off something and blah, 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 blah.
You like that, though, don't you?
Every year?
Yeah, why not?
No, I'm tired of it. I don't even want it this year. Do something interesting. Why do I have to see that every freaking year? I don't know, man.
Wow, you're really down on
I feel like
it. Holy
Shane's
cow.
wore out his coolness, man. I'm like kind of. Look, I used to like Shane. I was psyched when he came back. When he first came back, everybody was psyched. I think we're kind of tired of it now.
I'm a little tired of triple threat matches. That's what I'm tired of.
Yeah, I've been tired of
Everything's got to be triple threat matches.
Right.
Why can't we just have one-on-one matches?
Right.
You know, why do we always have to have triple? You know, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't wait. Daniel Bryan and Edge and Roman Reigns. No, man, I want to see Edge against Roman Reigns.
I wanted to get your take before we get off the air tonight. Gordon Ramsay weighed in on Pharaoh's corner. How do you feel about the fact that Brock Lesnar is not involved, and it is McIntyre versus Lashley at WrestleMania? Is this pissing you off or what? Because you were so sure that it was going to be Lesnar, and we're going to have Lashley versus McIntyre. Told you, bro. They're not.
It's not there. It's not over yet, dude.
Oh, so it's going to be a triple threat? You love triple threats. You just said
no. I'm not saying I want a triple threat. I just said it's not over.
Rug out for McIntyre right at the last second.
Oh, I would love that.
Like we said to Bob Backlund back in
Dude,
'94.
I'm sorry.
Whoop.
You're happy, McIntyre.
No, I'm not, but it makes booking sense. They can't just bury McIntyre after the past year.
There are fans at WrestleMania. You got to give them the juice, man. You can't go in with this McIntyre. McIntyre's a perfect COVID champion.
Wow. And I'm being rough.
I'm being honest.
You basically just called him Captain Nothing.
Well,
wow, that's
shoe
rough.
fits. Shoe fits. I don't know.
Fits.
I don't want, I've had my
brutal.
I've
Why
had
do
my
you not
fill
like
of
Drew? Drew's
hello,
cool.
I'm here, I'm your WWE champion, and I'm the greatest thing ever, and I'm going to beat you
that
up.
Doesn't even sound like that. Sounds like who does that? Was that Salvatore Barone?
I have no idea.
What's that?
All I know is I am done with McIntyre.
Okay.
All right, what do you got here, man? You got a Pro Wrestling Illustrated picture book here. What's this all about?
Well, not to depress you, but remember in the old days when we used to run to the stationery store?
First of all, it's awfully thin, by the way.
And it's $7.99.
Can I just hold this for a second?
Yeah.
People, I don't know. We're a bit older than you, but look at the thickness. It's for $7. This Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
It's $8.
How ridiculous is that? And again, this is the guy on the cover. I mean, back in the day, if I was a kid, you wanted to see Ultimate. Oh, well, go ahead.
No, you're right though. No, back in the day, when
I gotta get that. Look at that. That guy's soup. This guy looks like he was ordering an egg sandwich this morning from the deli I was at. Oh, let me see this guy.
And then got into his truck to deliver flowers.
Thank you. Really? Are you serious?
I tell you what, though, you should see him flip and flop when his hands are in his pockets. You leave him alone.
Oh, please.
You leave him alone. But I find it amazing, though, that back in the day when we would run to that stationery store, remember some of the covers? You had a cover of Ric Flair and Greg Valentine covered in blood. Or you had Bob Backlund with Hussein Arab and when he was Hussein Arab in the abdominal stretch.
Right.
Or you had I look at this, folks. Seriously, and you wonder why we want Brock fucking Lesnar. Look at this.
And by the way, if anyone's out there going, hey man, this came out in January. Well, this is, we do a lot of interviewing and we do a lot of shows.
We've been busy.
We're just getting to this, but it's still important and needs to be discussed.
Yeah, it should be discussed, and I'm disgusted. This is horrible. But the bashing, the subliminal hatred.
Wait a minute, hold on.
What?
I'm sorry.
What?
I know people love him.
No, don't you start with him.
This is the biggest heel going in professional wrestling.
He's great.
Dude with a scarf. Just saying. Dude with a scarf. This is the heel. So we had Piper, $1 Million Man, by the way, who will be in studio. Iron Sheik.
Greg Valentine.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh, my God.
And this is what you get. Dude in a scarf. Go ahead. Next.
I like him.
All right.
Oh, that's rough. That's just... Look at that scarf. Oh, for God's sakes. You're right. All right, fine. Okay, let's go on to some of the achievement awards, folks. Here's one that I actually agree with. Let's see if you can
Go.
take it. Rookie of the Year. Who is the Rookie of the Year? This one made sense to me.
I'm going to go with Orange Cassidy.
Not a rookie. He's been torturing us for a couple of years. It's Dominic Mysterio, which I actually agree with. I actually remember when he first came up, we were both marveling at how quickly he had taken to things.
By the way, I want to tell you, for PWI readers, when you get the Rookie of the Year, more than likely your career is going to be shit. You're going to be a bomb. And I will tell you that. I mean, every so often,
Steve Travis!
Thank you.
Oh, no, oh, dear. No, I think there was a bunch.
Eddie Gilbert,
Brad Rankins.
Brad Rankins, yeah.
I
think so.
We could be off on these things, but you're right though. In general, Eddie
If you win that award, you might as
God.
well just retire.
Okay, but here I hope you're with me a little bit on this.
Okay.
This is where, I love it because it's so obvious PWI is AEW slanted just like those internet maniacs. But
Right.
that's okay.
Good.
That's all. We still love you guys. Don't get too mad. Come on. It's just wrestle. Come on. Anyway, most improved wrestler of the year. Like the guy was like having such an off, here he is. He's the most improved, and you'll see how angry I'm going to get about this because I'm correlating this to wrestler of the year.
I'm going to go with
He's
most
the most
improved will be
Most improved?
Marco Stunt.
Dude, Drew McIntyre
Drew McIntyre, most
is
improved.
he beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and what do? Walk up to him and go, "You've improved, buddy."
That's pretty funny.
This is ridiculous. Most improved is Drew McIntyre killed everybody this year. Oh my God, this is so slanted against the WWE. It's amazing. It's amazing. What else do we got here? Because I don't want to bore everybody with some of these,
Hey, by the way,
underwear of the year.
Russell
I don't think anybody
Campbell
cares.
says, "Can you really call a second and third generation a wrestler a rookie?" He's right.
That's true.
It's
too.
really- come on.
That's a great point. That's true. He was probably doing pile drivers.
All right, what else?
before.
What else do we got?
Okay, how about comeback of the year? This one I agree with.
Marco Stunt.
Why is everything Marco Stunt?
Sooner or later, he's going to show up there.
Big man of the year, Marco Stunt. Okay, comeback of the year. I agree with it. MVP.
Wait a minute. MVP comeback of the year.
You know why?
How about manager of the year? Not
Why
comeback of the
yeah,
year.
why not? Dude, I don't even think they have a category for that. Well, let's see if they do.
Wait a minute.
But
They have comeback of the year, but not manager of the year?
they might not. I gotta
writes
see.
this trash?
Well, apparently not Bill Apter. Apparently not.
And by the way, if you like Bill Apter, you can
love
catch
Bill
him on the Monte and Pharaoh show. Go back to the playlist.
right.
Excellent
I
interview.
see. He's the man. Okay.
All right, what else
But
you
I
got?
actually agree with that because when MVP first showed up on WWE TV, in the past year or whatever, I don't think anyone thought he would have that.
And
kind of
obviously, I'm
impact.
probably, again, I'm not one of
He's done
these broadcasters that claim they know anything about wrestling because I clearly am getting it all wrong. Go ahead. Next.
Okay, how about feud of the year, Mr. Monte? What say you?
Marco Stunt
What
against.
is going on here?
Wait a minute,
I'm
Marco
just feeding
Stunt.
into you right now.
Marco
This is terrible.
Stunt against
Stop with Marco Stunt.
Orange
What?
Cassidy.
Stop, man. That's like the worst match.
No, this
ever.
one's easy. Feud of the year's got to be Sasha Banks against Bayley.
You nailed it.
All right,
absolutely.
And that's well deserved.
And you know what came in second, and I'm glad it did and I'm surprised it did because everyone hates Randy Orton on the internet. Randy Orton and Edge. That was in second.
All
okay. Okay, here's where we get really, really nauseous. Most popular wrestler of the year.
I guess he's on the cover, and I
Yeah.
saw him holding this
He was
trophy,
on-
Orange
and
Cassidy.
if you weren't impressed with photo number 1 of a jacked wrestler of the year,
Oh my God!
here you go, folks. He looks like he's about to go play tennis.
Hold on, leave that right there. Leave that right there. Hey, Orange, what do you want? Give me an egg sandwich with bacon on a roll with a cup of decaf coffee. All right, Orange, talk to you. Do you want some orange juice on with the orange? Oh, that's right. He doesn't speak. I forgot. The wrestler who doesn't speak.
He's got Killer Mike and Mad Skills.
Oh, my God.
It's-
Move on. I'm getting sick
yeah,
already.
Yeah,
I'm sick
move
to my
on.
stomach.
Oy, great song, Paul Stanley, Kiss Solo album, 1978. Okay. Most hated wrestler of the year.
Marco Stunt.
I would agree with that one. I
Who
don't
is
think he's
it?
on here,
Who
but I
is
would have
it?
voted for that. That would have been great. Well, it should be obvious. Seth Rollins, baby.
He's the most
He
hated.
should be most hated. They hate him. Oh, God, the internet hates him.
Come on.
But you know what's funny, though? Coming in second place, who I think actually technically should have won it, was Roman Reigns.
So wait a minute. The guy with the scarf who's supposed to be the biggest heel is not the most hated wrestler of the year?
No, he's third, and Roman Reigns actually
Again.
got more votes than him.
Again,
oddly enough,
if
but that's
you
probably because they
hate-
just hate Roman Reigns.
If a guy is supposed to be a bad guy
right,
or a heel,
right,
and this is a magazine covering a
Right.
scripted sport,
sure,
shouldn't you make that guy your most hated wrestler of the year?
sure.
No, instead you take
Well,
Seth
they already
Rollins.
got this. They don't want to be too obvious in their bias.
Come
However,
on,
though,
dude.
what I've also find
What
interesting
the
about
F?
this, for those of you who are still paying attention to these things, because I am, back in our day when Hulk Hogan would win Most Popular Wrestler
Yeah,
of the Year, or
right.
in '79 when Greg Valentine was breaking all those legs and he would win Most Hated Wrestler of the Year with PWI, the percentage of votes for these guys was 98% Hogan, 2% whoever was second.
Right.
Valentine, 75% Valentine, 25% the Patera.
Right.
You know what I mean? Seth Rollins wins with 21%. Roman Reigns has 19%. MJF has 17%. And Randy Orton has 11%. You know what that tells me? A gray area. There is no passion.
Or how about
There's the passion for a heel. Where's the passion for a good guy?
I got it.
Orange also did this. He won with 23%. Hogan used to win with 90% when you were over back then. You were over.
Vince D says,
oh my God.
Vince D says milk and cookies. Anyway,
milk and cookies.
Here, more
Nice.
importantly, let's talk about
like
this.
milk and cookies.
No one really even reads that fucking magazine. So let's move on. Just give me match of the year and the best wrestler of the year. Let's get through this.
Match of the year. We have the Young Bucks versus Adam Page.
Oh my God!
Omega.
Oh my God! Move!
Yeah.
Are you kidding me right now?
There you go.
The Young Bucks.
There it is, a tag team match.
Oh my God! Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's the match of the year?
That's the match of the year. And here's your wrestler of the year. I know you're going to be pumped about this, folks. Win a little it, win a little it, win a little it, win a little it.
Wow. He's great.
Win a little it. Don't you remember that Dean Ambrose?
Is that Dean Ambrose? Is he wrestler of the year as Dean Ambrose or John Moxley?
He's John Moxley. And he did it in a landslide, 29%. 29%.
Can I see something?
Holy diluted product, Batman. I mean, wrestling in general.
He beat out Bailey.
I didn't even know Bailey was. Wait a minute, Bailey is not. Oh, this is a horrible.
First of all, by the way, whoever your graphic artist is for this magazine, don't put John Moxley 29%. It looks like a Wendy's ad. It looks like I want to order a hamburger. I mean, who makes this magazine? This thing is trash. This is $8 worth of trash. I mean, seriously. Kind of it looks like a Wendy's ad.
Oh, my God.
What is this shit? And this looks like the guy who you would order the hamburger from.
Really?
Yeah.
He looks like the manager. Come on, be fair. He looks like the manager.
He looks really.
He looks like the guy who yells at the guys who are giving you the burger that they cooked wrong.
Seriously, fans out there, would you be scared of this guy?
What?
Would you be scared of this guy?
I'm not saying
Oh
that.
my God!
Right.
He's a wrestler. I'm so scared.
Am I on my meds or off my meds? If I'm off my meds, I'm not scared at all.
Wait a minute. What do you got here?
What? What's that? Oh, that's just Medusa from back in the day.
Is that it? Anything else good?
No, I don't think so. And I'm looking to see.
Is there a tag team of the year?
Is there a manager of the year? There's no manager of the year.
There's no manager. There has to be a manager of the year.
There's no manager of the year.
I want to take up tag team of the year. Who the hell is this?
Sasha and Bailey. That's fine.
That's a tag team of the year?
I agree with that.
I don't know.
That's okay. I found a couple I agreed with.
There's got to be a manager.
But they're so
you know what? There is no
slanted
managers anymore.
Against the WWE. It's
does it
hilarious.
really, seriously, does it really even matter? I mean, I'm thumbing through this, and it's like, this is just trash. Trash. Again, most hated wrestler of the year is not even the biggest heel of the year. Comeback of the year. Independent wrestler of the year.
I don't even know who.
Who is this? Oh, it's Warhorse. It's Warhorse, everybody.
Stop.
With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break because I can't get over the fact that Warhorse is the independent wrestler of the year. Whatever happened to that other guy we used to think was good? Tiger Face or whatever the hell his name was?
Tiger Face?
Anyway.
What was Tiger Face?
Anyway, the wrestler marks out there are like, not the wrestler marks, but the wrestler podcast guys are like, why did these guys don't even know who Warhorse is? What kind of show is this?
I'll tell you what. You guys can have it.
We'll be right back.
Later. For now.
The Monte and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah. And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
Elm Logistics, for all your logistic needs. Call 631-299-3595. That's 631-299-3595. Elm Global Logistics. Pride, performance, and partnerships.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh, seen here out of Indie Music TV in Ronkonkoma, in New York. You know, me and the Pharaoh off camera were just talking about how we tore apart the magazine we grew up on. Yeah, I guess we did.
Yeah, we're rough. I feel bad. Oh, it passed. I feel better now.
All right, everybody, we are going to do the segment we love called Head to Head.
Oh, boy.
And the Pharaoh will read the rules, and tonight's head-to-head matchup will be Greg Valentine against Jake the Snake. Right after the video plays, the Pharaoh will read the rules. Everybody, please join in.
We are going to witness the most anticipated match
Alrighty then.
in the history of professional wrestling for the heavyweight championship of the world. Are you ready? Wrestling fans, are you ready?
Alrighty, back for head-to-head, and I'm extremely sore at you for making this matchup. You suck.
Why?
Because you purposely took my favorite guy and put him in with someone who's going to make us sweat bullets here. So, to you.
I gave a lot. I
Next
gave a lot
week
of
it's
thought.
Hogan versus Morocco.
I gave a lot of
and
thought.
it'll be your turn.
All right. Let's have it.
This is a very rough one in my mind. Very rough. Okay,
We're going to
folks.
find out.
Let's go through the rules first for head-to-head here. Number 1, mic skills. How do you talk to the audience? Are you good at it, or do you just make me want to flip the channel over to This Is Us? You know? I mean, come on, help
This
me
is
out
true.
here.
This is true.
Number 2, mat skills. Mat skills, obviously, like the great Bob Backlund here. I just got finished reading about the truly great mat technician. So, you know, it's what you do on the mat and how good you're at it.
By the way, before we go off air, I'd like to talk to you about this book. I want to
love
get
that
your
book.
thoughts on
Oh,
it, and
my
I think the
God.
fans would too.
That book was amazing.
So everybody loved the interview we had with Bob Backlund. Got a lot of love. Again, we want to thank everybody who's got us to 10,000 subscribers. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be there. We got to thank this wonderful studio also with this great production, and the owner, Chris Patty of Indie Music TV, and then for our producer, Mr. Matty Ice, who's always on the spot. But go ahead, Pharaoh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Totally agreed. Number 3, overall influence on the industry. What sort of impact did you leave behind after your career was done? Number 4, the Pharaoh's personal favorite, the old back in a baseball card. Yes, folks. How many belts have you won? What other accomplishments did you do? Kings of the Ring and Money in the Banks and Royal Rumbles and Raver. Yay, I'll take a Wrestle Kingdom main event championship over in Japan. I'll take that. That's the back of the baseball card. And then number 5, the it factor. To me, it all starts way, way back with guys like Gorgeous George. You carry it into guys like Hulk Hogan, of course, years later, Ric Flair. Do you have the it factor?
All right, let's open up with the first contestant, Mr. Greg the Hammer Valentine.
All righty, Greg Valentine, born on September 20th, 1951. My God, I could go on with him forever. 5 decades of wrestling. He held more than 40 championships.
And by the way, I don't even think you need notes for this guy.
I really don't, but, of course, he was one of the major United States heavyweight champions for the NWA, the major contributor to the history of the WWF Intercontinental title, plus NWA World Tag Team Champion, WWF World Tag Team Champion, Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. Oh, my God, the guy's resume is ridiculous.
One of the greatest Intercontinental champions of all time.
Absolutely, in the very top of the list, if not the very top of it. Inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2004. And most importantly, the Pharaoh's favorite wrestler, Greg the Hammer
So if
Valentine.
I say to the Pharaoh, I just say Greg Valentine, first thing that comes to your mind.
Breaking legs.
Not a match, just breaking legs.
Just snapping legs. Because that was my first impression of him, you know? That was my first impression of him. He came in breaking legs left and right.
I think when Valentine was in when we first started, we had Greg Valentine in, which was an incredible interview. Again, you could catch that on the Monte and the Pharaoh YouTube page. Please check it out. The one thing I always remember about Greg Valentine, I always knew he was your favorite. I always respected that and loved that, right? Because, again, growing up together and knowing each other, the way you loved him, and when we had that first interview with him, you were you were in the clouds, and being a friend of yours and seeing someone enjoying something like that, just made my heart feel great.
Yep.
And but anyway, I remember back when Hogan and before WrestleMania, Sports Illustrated came out with the wrestling thing on, Hogan and the WWF at the time. But the one thing I remember reading in that magazine was Greg Valentine was the strongest guy, like would bench press 500 something pounds. And I always remember like, wow, Greg Valentine, holy cow, that's incredible.
He was built like a bull.
And I think maybe he was really one of the true tough guys.
Yeah, he was.
Vincent D says Valentine's only missing the promo. Well, Vincent D, we're going to find out in a minute.
That's very true. That's very true. We're going to find out in a minute.
We're going to find out in a minute.
I agree with that.
The next contestant, Mr. Jake the Snake Roberts.
All right, folks. Jake the Snake Roberts. He's retired. It says here. Is he truly retired? I mean, I've seen him in AEW. He's not doing anything physical over there. Has he thrown a punch? Anyway, we know that he's currently with AEW as the manager in valet to Lance Archer. He's been excellent, in my opinion, over in AEW. Of course, he's best known for his stints in the WWF. Wrestled in the NWA. He's even made an appearance in ECW. This guy was obviously main event. Legend has it that the belt almost wound up upon his waist when he was at his height of popularity in the late 80s, early 90s time period.
Right.
His list of championships is not nearly as long as Greg Valentine's, and I quite honestly sometimes look at Jake's resume and wonder how on earth there was never those major titles. Why didn't they ever happen? Was he just so over that it didn't, need to happen? He is one of the all-time greats. Let me make that very clear. The DDT that he brought to us all was killer. Now it's just another move, of course, right? But
Chick Ackerman says yes, Jake has thrown a punch in AEW.
That's what I thought. I think Jake's done.
So if I had to measure Jake as a promoter, if I was a promoter, and he's back in the heyday when Jake was young. I wouldn't put a strap on him because, again, we go back to reliability. I mean, Jake has proven that he is not reliable.
It's a problem.
We've talked about a lot of these guys that way.
Yep.
All right, but anyway, let's hit that head-to-head matchup. Greg Valentine, Jake the Snake Roberts.
All right, Mike Skills. Go ahead, Mike. You go first.
I don't think it's even close, Jake Roberts.
I agree. Jake Roberts was the Clint Eastwood of wrestling promos. He would just simmer and just hold your every second of watching him when he spoke.
Well, would you say that's Jake's biggest strength is his promos?
Yeah, I would say so. He was amazing talking. He was great.
However,
can I say this much? Greg Valentine could talk.
So let me...
Anyone who thinks that Greg Valentine could not talk, go back and listen to Valentine
Absolutely.
talk. Greg Valentine could freaking...
But he was more of a wrestler's
talker.
interviewer, right?
Absolutely.
By the way, I don't want to get off head-to-head right now, but I would like to just ask you.
Yeah.
We're talking about promos.
Yeah.
If I was to ask the Pharaoh, give me your top 3 promos in the history of professional wrestling, and the fans, please also weigh in there.
Oh my God! Off the cuff.
What would they be?
Well, my favorite one is when.
And fans weigh in. I'd love to hear what you guys think too.
My absolutely favorite one was just when Randy looked into the camera and went, "I hate you, Hulk Hogan." I just loved that promo. I thought that was one of the greatest promos ever. I am also.
So when you say "I hate you, Hulk Hogan," it's the WrestleMania 5 interview, right?
It's killer. It's absolutely killer. And
Dan Crusader weighed in, by the way.
The cream of the crop is also absolutely fantastic.
Dan Crusader said Valentine's going to win this, but we'll find out, Dank.
We'll see. We'll see.
So you're going with "I hate you, Hulk Hogan."
I go with that. I also, one of my top, if it has to be top 3, it's got to be when CM Punk sat on that stage.
Pipe bomb.
And did the pipe bomb. That was just absolutely unbelievable. And the other one that comes to mind is when Stone Cold, oddly enough, as Jake Roberts is being basically carted off. You sit there and you thump your Bible, and it ain't going to help you one damn bit. Austin 3:16 says, "I'll just whip your ass." That was, forget about it, man.
I love it.
That's unbelievable.
Good imitation. That was very good.
Thank you. I tried.
Can you give me a what?
What?
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just fantastic. All great promos. What made you think of that? Because of Jake?
Because you were talking about Jake is a great promo guy, but think about it.
One of the greatest ones ever at the expense of Jake.
But my point is that neither one, Jake or Valentine, had a promo that stuck with you. We know they were good at them. Not internal.
Oh my God, that's the greatest thing.
I will agree with you, and it doesn't get enough love. I hate you, Hulk Hogan. WrestleMania 5
so amazing.
is the greatest promo.
Because he really
any
does
wrestler.
At that given moment.
Oh, my God,
really
his blood pressure is so high during that. His eyes are beet red. Oh, my God.
It's amazing. It's just amazing. All right, let's go to Matt Skills. You weigh in first again. I like this. Matt Skills. Jake the Snake or Greg Valentine? To me, this is a landslide the other way. My opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
Greg Valentine.
Yeah, I don't even think it's close. Greg Valentine was a technician.
But when you go match skills, who had the better finisher, the figure four or the DDT?
Oh, they're both fantastic, and I refuse to, if I know that I'm going to side with the figure four, but they're both fantastic, The figure four is amazing.
But I'm going with you. Valentine by a landslide on match
And
skills.
by the way, how about the staying power of said finisher? The figure four is still valid today. The DDT is done in every single match.
Well, honestly, we were talking about finishers.
You know?
I mean, look, guys, I don't want to knock today's wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
but when you kick someone in the shins, or I don't know if you've ever been in a fight out there, but it's like...
And you're grabbed in a headlock?
Right.
You might actually be held in position for a few seconds. You're not about to break into a cartwheel.
Or jump on the top of a fence and then do a triple Lindy and hit someone with your toes. I mean, hey, I'm going to beat you up, but hold on. Stay there. I'm going to jump on the fence.
Stay right there. You're not staying. Stay right there.
And that's why, the Superfly
just can't.
splash was like, it was like he pummeled you, and you're out, like, you're hurt. You can't move. Your bones hurt.
right.
And now I'm not going to just finish you. I'm going to go to the top of a rope, and I'm going to jump on you. That's at least believable.
Yeah, because he pummeled him first.
Now,
Into
again, a
oblivion.
little argument. I think a DDT, if you beat someone out, could actually happen.
Right.
But...
Right.
To your point, Pharaoh, it's unnatural to throw yourself backwards.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Better off putting someone up
Right.
in a pile driver.
And what if they don't comply and go forwards with you?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get the full impact, but a figure four, you slap that on a kid in 7th grade junior high? Let me go!
By the way,
Popping kneecaps.
Jay Ackerman weighs in. Any Ric Flair promo is the best. He's the best
That's
ever
fair.
on the mic.
Look,
Jericho's
that's
great
fair.
also. Rock,
That's
Stone
fair,
Cold.
too. That's
Can't argue those points.
That's fair.
But again, I will challenge
Flair
Mr.
has some
Ackerman
great promos, though.
that
He-
give.
of course he
Please tell me a Flair promo that's better than
I got one of my favorites.
I Hate You, Hulk Hogan.
No, I prefer I Hate You, Hulk Hogan, but I got to admit, and this is not even one of the greater ones, but I found it just eternally hilarious when Ric Flair started taking off all his clothes that one time.
What, when
I'm
he's-
not
when
leaving
he's
the ring.
elbow dropping
Bischoff,
underwear?
He's elbow dropping his underwear. Dude, that was unbelievable promo. He's screaming Bischoff. Mean Gene's like, oh my God, get a hold here, Rick. I mean, it was
By the way, our man
incredible.
Russell out there saying he disagrees with us. He's got weak shins. So I guess maybe
So Orange Cassidy's a problem.
he's a problem.
Come on, bro.
All right, next up.
Wait a minute. We should get him Monte and the Pharaoh shin guards.
That's a good idea.
Why not?
Why not? I
Why not?
agree.
Stick the logo on there. There we go.
All right, what's next up?
Okay,
So we got 1-1 right now.
Yeah, it's 1-1. Overall influence on the industry. This to me.
Wow, tough.
This to me.
Tough.
I'll tell you what.
Tough.
This is one of two things to me. It's either a draw, or it goes to Greg, and I'll tell you why. What's Jake's positive influence been on this industry since he's been out of it? Nothing good. All you hear are bad things.
Sure.
He's doing this wrong. He's doing that wrong. He's on drugs. He's doing it. Greg Valentine has not had that kind of track record. You know what I mean? So as far as, but overall influence, did either one of them, can you really say one had more influence on the business than the other?
So
That's-
if I was
that
to
is
walk
rough. I
in,
wanna give
if I
them a draw
if I
on
was
that
to
one.
walk on,
They're both great.
If I was to walk in the streets,
Yeah.
and I saw just an ordinary person,
That's different. That's mainstream fame. That's not what we're talking
so
here.
that's out of here. That's not part of it.
because Bob Backlund then loses to The Miz. Get out of here.
All right.
No
All right.
freaking way.
Just
Wow,
checking.
I recognize The Miz, but I don't recognize Bob Backlund.
Just
Who are you?
checking. Just
No,
checking.
That's not what this is all about.
All right.
Overall influence on the business. What sort of impact did they
So
have? What
who's
kind of
got it,
trip?
Pharaoh?
I think it's a draw.
So a 1-1 and a tie.
Yeah.
Next
I think
up.
it's a draw. Back of the baseball card. Landslide. Valentine.
Agreed.
Not
even close.
Close.
Not even close.
Not even close on the back of the baseball.
And by the way, Valentine was in every WrestleMania, all the way to, I think, to WrestleMania 7.
Greg Valentine was great.
Yeah.
Man. He was just
So now it's 2-1. So all Jake can hope for is
it factor.
an it factor. By the way, Jim Ackerman also says when Flair had his neck brace on, feuding with Dick Slater was awesome. He went after
love
him with
Dick
a
Slater.
baseball bat.
Must have been fantastic. That whole program. I would
Gotta
love
check
to have
that
seen
out.
A lot of those. I
I
love
gotta
Dick
check that
Slater,
out.
so I could really
All right.
appreciate that matchup.
Here you go, bro.
All right, well, folks, we're going to have ourselves a draw because as much as it pains me, I think that the it factor in general is a little stronger for Jake than it ever was.
Wow, really?
I think so. It factor. Camera magnetism. That's how I judge it factor. And I feel that Jake Roberts was a little bit more of the it factor than Greg. So to me, it's a draw. at the end of the day. Which one would you look more forward to hearing a promo from? Who had more of the it factor?
I'm going to have to agree with you.
I think it's Jake.
Wow, another draw.
So this is a draw. And you know what, though? It's fine with me because we're talking about Jake the Snake Roberts and Greg the Hammer Valentine.
My memory shot.
These guys are both the legends.
My memory shot. Yeah. So can you go through so far? I think this is our 5th head-to-head.
Yeah, don't make me remember all of this.
Can you remember any of them?
Mil Mascaris.
Randy Orton. Right? It was Mil Mascaris, Randy Orton.
The Miz. I can't remember, bro.
All right. Well, I can't either.
Like brain dead.
Dan Crusader says Goldust made great promos too.
But I'll tell you what, we'll do a review on what we've talked about next time.
We're going to have to, thanks.
Yeah,
but I didn't mean to put you on a spot.
No, I'm trying to.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Can't remember what happened yesterday. See you in a sec, I hope.
In the mood for a freshly roasted cup of coffee? www.offtherailscoffeeroasters.com.
And Nitro's Garage for all your automotive needs. Call 646-675-2349. That's 646-675-2349. For all your automotive needs, Nitro's Garage. Ask for Jack.
Jimmy, I got to take a dump. What? No. I mean, I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh. Filmed out of Indie Music TV.
Yep.
What else you got for me, Pharaoh? By the way, spreading out there, it's 3 a.m. You're going to sleep. We'll talk to you soon. Catch us on the stream, my friend, as most people do sometimes. Anyway, we got about 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Very good convo. Shocked that Jake and Valentine tied. Personally, I would not have thought that when we set that up. But hey, I think that's a fair analysis.
Yeah, that works for me.
Talk to me about this book, bro. Talk to the fans about this book.
Well, I remember you reading it a couple of summers back and just like calling me every day, like, wow, it says in here that. And you were like totally into it. And at the time, I was still learning how to read because high school was a struggle. But when we had Bob Backlund on recently, it just motivated me. I wanted to read this book because I had heard so many great things from you. Dude, I did not want to put this book down. This book, from the moment I picked it up, took me back photogenically. I could almost even smell the trees back in the 80s during the summertime and us riding our bicycles to the stationery store to get the magazines that had Bob Backlund in it. This was absolutely fantastic. What a flow to it. And every single feud that we remember in detail he got into. And on top of it, he was able to give us the picture of the WWF from 78 to 83, not just as to what was going on with his situation on the card, but other major situations that were happening in the WWF. And it's such a beautiful, concise, accurate account coming from the most level-headed man of that time.
So I'm gonna put you on.
What a beautiful
I'm gonna put you on the spot here. I love the book just like you do.
I was sad that it was over.
If you're an NWA guy or an AWA guy,
yeah,
is this a good read?
Absolutely.
But if you didn't grow up on the WWF, do you identify? That's the problem.
You should. I mean, if you're a wrestling historian and you love pro wrestling, whether it was the NWA, the AWA, the WWF, ECW, WCW, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan, Mexico, CMLL, I could go on and on. This is a book for you. This is a book where you learn something about wrestling. You learn the real deal about wrestling. And I just love the fact that Bob Backlund was not only the champion for 6 years, but nobody would mess with him. He was such a nice man, but nobody would mess with him. They wouldn't think about messing with him because they would be chicken winged in a second. Just massive respect for this guy.
Well, again, if it all ended tomorrow with the show, we had the opportunity to interview them. And by the way, again, I don't know if I told you this. I'm pretty sure I did. You did a fantastic job interviewing Backlund.
So did you.
You were spot on, and it was incredible. For the fans out there, next Thursday, the first MMA heavyweight champion. Am I right when I say that?
UFC, yeah.
Mark
very
the Hammer Coleman will be in studio.
Yeah, Abe was marking out. Matty Ice doesn't realize that, but Abe was marking out. Look at you might have Abe in here next week going, where's Mark the Hammer Coleman? Just giving you a heads up, Matty. You know, he's psyched.
How are you feeling about it?
I'm psyched because when I started to read his history, I was like, oh my God, we got one of the very beginnings of the whole, Dana White's. It all starts there. Right at the very beginning. That's a very important guest to have for those who are into the UFC and the MMA stuff.
By the way, Jim Ackerman wrote he's ordered Backlund's book. He was one of his all-time favorites. Jim, you will love it. I promise you that.
So good. God.
Also, that Sunday at 10 a.m., former WWE superstar Gangrel in studio.
Nice. Big fan of the Brood days.
Matt, you might be a little scared because he was a vampire. He might bite you on your neck.
What? Why would he bite Matt on his neck?
Because he likes blood.
Matt.
He's Gangrel.
What, did he find out Matt's into horror movies? What are you talking about here? Matt just come in with a scarf. Matter of fact, the MJF scarf. We had a picture. We could, maybe he could get a nice MJF scarf so Matty will be protected. Yeah.
So next Thursday, again, we got the Hammer in at 9 o'clock. That's going to be a great interview. And then the following Sunday, we've got Gangrel in studio, and then a regular Thursday show, and then big news that Saturday, 10 a.m. till 12. We've got the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and IRS in studio. So we'll be interviewing Ted DiBiase first, then IRS, and then a combo interview.
Nice.
So you don't really see these guys being interviewed, so it's going to be great when Monte and the Pharaoh meet Money Inc. That will be awesome.
But don't forget, though, before Money Inc. comes in, make sure you do two things for yourself. Number one, you go to church because $1 Million Man's coming in. He's gonna want to know if you've gone.
Yeah.
And number two, did you do your tax returns? Because if you haven't, your IRS is going to be all up your ass. So let's be ready for our guest.
But let's not forget about Mark the Hammer. What do you think the most important question you're going to ask him?
What, Coleman?
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin. I want to actually go into the Pharaoh's going to go deep into the vaults and start studying because I'm more of a Chuck Liddell guy.
Right.
So I don't know nearly as much shit as I should when it comes to Coleman, man. I definitely want to look into it. What are you going to ask him? Is it real?
No. I'm actually want to ask him about if anyone didn't know, Mark Coleman recently had a heart attack and was in serious condition, and he recovered, and I want to ask him what that was like.
Oof. Yeesha.
Dan Crusader says, what a lineup you guys got coming. Yes, sir. It's going to be, again, if I could go off the top of my head, and you could just look on the YouTube page or the Facebook Live page.
There's another vampire coming down the line besides Gangrel.
That's right. So if we go through it real quick, and then we got to cut out. Again, Mark the Hammer Thursday, Gangrel Sunday, regular show that following Thursday, then Money Inc. that Saturday. Then right after that will be
Is that the other
Vampiro.
There we go.
Vampiro's in studio. You're not going to see a Vampiro interview anywhere.
Oh, no, and I can't wait to have him.
And then we have Rugged Ronnie Garvin, followed by the Rock and Roll Express.
He's rugged.
And the dates are up there, everybody. The only one that's not up there right now is Rugged Ronnie Garvin.
Right, because that just happened.
And then we have Bill Alfonso.
Hey, Daddy. I love Bill Alfonso.
And then, maybe we got some little extra things coming up our sleeve. But anyway, it's going to be a great time. I want to thank everybody for watching. Maddie, thanks for another great show. You've been watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh, seen here every Thursday at 9 p.m. You could catch us on the Monte and the Pharaoh YouTube page, the Monte and the Pharaoh Facebook Live page, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, Channel 115 in New York every Tuesday from 7 to 7:30. Early risers Saturday 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. and on Channel 20 on Fridays from 1:30 to 2 a.m. a few hours from now. Again, catch us next week with MMA superstar Mark the Hammer Coleman. This has been Mike Monte.
This has been the Pharaoh, and until next week, later.